you guys, and here is the finished result. I ran out of dirt, so I couldn't quite plant these other two shade containers up, but there we go. I had a time with that Big Daddy hosta back there. It was severely root bound, but let me give you a couple of stats on the plants. The yellow flowers that you see up front right here are ranunculus. They're just seasonal, so they'll be in there for a short period of time. That is a coleus right there. And it is sun or shade. This variety is called Wedding Train, but I got that at my local garden center. But it's a beast. It'll probably take over. I'll have to keep it trimmed up really nice. That in the back is a Big Daddy hosta. It is beautiful, and let me show you guys the tag and give you the stats on that real quick. So Big Daddy hosta, partial sun or shade, so it'll love its life right here. Yep, 2 feet by 4 feet across. So it likes full shade to filtered sun, so it'll get full shade here on the porch. Filtered sun would be like dappled light underneath the tree. If it gets morning sun, hostas are fine with a little bit of morning sun. I wouldn't give them too much of anything else. They do like to be consistently moist but not soggy. Hostas do very, very well. They grow, the more water you give them, the bigger they get, but you do want to make sure they're in well draining soil. They do shoot out bloom stalks in the summertime. And these are pretty winter hardy as well. It's zones 4 through 8. All right, this one right here is obsidian. It is a heuchera. They do shoot up bloom stalks as well, but that'll get nice and full in there. And tucked in the middle is a beautiful Patriot hosta with the variegated foliage. That also gets to be relatively large. I want to say 2-3 feet. Yep, 20 by 30. So 24 inches tall by 30 inches across. Also blooms in summer. This one shoots up pretty lavender blooms. I keep my bloom stalks on my hostas. A lot of people don't, but I have hummingbirds and I like to see the hummingbirds, and they love the tubular shaped blooms on my hostas, so I just keep them. These are hardy as well, zones 2 through 9. So what I'll end up doing is I packed this with some new soil, and I also loaded it down with some biotone just to give the roots a nice healthy start. And what I will do is once these start filling in, because the hostas are obviously going to get large. I don't think they'll reach their full size this growing season, but what I'll do is come fall time is just dig them up and put them out in the landscape along with the heuchera obsidian. And here is the other container over here. It's planted up exactly the same. I wasn't able to save the primrose because the other primrose just, it was looking a little toasty. And so I just chunked it and I pitched the other one as well. But I was able to salvage the ivy. The ivy looks strong. And I'm going to put the ivy, the other ivy that came out of the pot, in this container with my Japanese painted fern that's tucked in back there. Hey you guys, so it has been about several days later, right after we done the initial yard work. The next couple of days was just severe thunderstorms and heavy downpours. So we finished up what we could, and so I'm just now able to get back. But we started mulching right down here on the side. And I really haven't been out here too much since. But here's what it's looking like so far. We ran out of mulch, believe it or not, because we also had to mulch a little bit around front where we transplanted the Nandinas. I'll show you guys that in just a minute. But look at the Diamond Lake. It's coming up so good. There is my Bathsheba. And the rain has done her some good. Look at all of that foliage starting to pop up. Super excited. These are my Brunnera. They're looking great. Lots of new growth in the center. And there is the newest transplant. So this is Silver Heart. These two varieties right here, Silver Heart. That right there is Jack of Diamonds. And I do believe that these two baby ones, I end up transplanting that little one right here. That's a Jack of Diamonds, and that's a Jack of Diamonds. And I do believe I'm seeing a little bit of new growth right in there. Check it out. So they're doing awesome. I plopped this plant back here just to let it get a little bit of water. That is actually a Fairy Trail Hydrangea. Is it Fairy Trail Bride or just Fairy Trail? Fairy Tale. I don't know. I'll put it on the screen. Anyway, I put it back here just so it could soak up some of this water and a little bit of sunshine, and she's looking great. I'll probably actually plant her in the landscape this year. She was in that pot last year because when I got it, it was in a quart-sized container, so it was relatively small, and I knew I wanted to take it with me when we were moving, so I didn't want to put it in the landscape and forget about her. This is a Japanese maple. Looking great. Tons of new growth. And then the Fatsia back there, the spider web. So this is a variegated Fatsia. Sorry, you guys. I am that little speck right there that keeps moving. I'm walking the pup this morning, so it's beautiful out. Come here. Let me see if I can get back here and check out that foliage on that Fatsia, but she's a beauty. I think I want another. Well worth the price tag. And she was not expensive at all, actually. There's the heuchera looking lush. Black Pearl, Primo Black Pearl, as proven winners. And this is the euphorbia that I'm still on the fence about. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I hate to take it out because it's doing so well, but all in the same token, I'm not a fan. It's beautiful, but it's just not me. So I would love to put another hydrangea right there, to be quite honest. All right, so we do have plans to get more mulch now that it has stopped raining. So my husband will probably get that today, and we'll probably lay the rest of the mulch out down here and right up around in there. And I'm thinking a really nice ground cover for this steeper part of this incline. This is the only section in their yard that has a really steep incline. The other side is not like this at all. So I'm thinking just a nice ground cover. Maybe some ajuga would be really, really pretty right here, and some lamb's ear. I'm not 100% certain yet. All right, it is early morning, so I apologize for the shadows and the harshness, but this is the humongous overgrown shrub that my husband painstakingly dug out. I think this one gave him a run for his money, unlike all the others. But the Nandinas did great, and thank God we had that burst of rain right after, so they were really well taken care of. But I packed those holes full of biotone, y'all, and got a fresh, clean mulch. I do need to come out here and edge all of these beds because they have not been edged by us since we've been here, and I don't think they've been edged in quite some time, or if ever. But I did put down just some heuchera right there in front. They're beautiful. I don't know the variety. I picked these up at Lowe's because I didn't think I was going to be able to find any black pearl, and I actually did. But these are gorgeous. They're beauts. And I do plan on putting some other things, probably some annuals right here for a pop of color out front. But they did really well. So right in here is where my husband dug out the two Nandinas. Right here. And in their place, I put 1, 2, 3, 4 Patriot hostas. I think this is the perfect spot for them. They're underneath the canopy of the Nandinas and this humongous tree. So I think they'll do really well right there. If not, I can relocate them. I do have other spots for them. Right along the front here is just a variety of beautiful heucheras and heucherellas. So this variety right here is peachberry ice. Gorgeous. And this variety right here, there's a mix. There's some peachberry ice on the end, and then these are heucherellas. I spy Red Rover. Over here are Agapanthus. So Agapanthus typically are not hardy in our zones. This one says it's hardy zones 8 and above. I'm gonna try it because sometimes I see zone 7, sometimes I see zones 8. I'm just going to try it and see what happens. I only got 3. If they do well, I would love to continue this drift on around down the side and just peeking out like right around in there and then on around down through there. But I think they're beautiful. I don't know if I hope they come back for me. I'm just going to mulch them real high and see what happens. Oh my goodness. And look, I see another sprout right there, another bud forming. They've been doing great so far. And back behind there, that's my little Home Depot finds. Look at those little hostas. So those are called a wrinkle in time. Adorable. They stay very petite. I want to say they get no more than about 15-foot spread. So I thought that'd be the perfect little pop back there underneath this holly tree that my husband had to shape up this way. I wanted to keep it initially for the evergreen purpose, and it actually went all the way down to the ground. But you can see when he was out here kind of trying to shape it, he barely propped, y'all, on that thick branch right there, and it just snapped. So I'm not sure the health of this tree. There is a dead spot right here that I'm going to try to grow back. I did fertilize it, and with some holly tone. There's a bird's nest in there as well. I think it's vacant, but we'll see what happens. In those gorgeous containers that were gifted to me by my lovely mother, I just have some sedum that I'm actually going to pop out and put into the landscape. So let's see if I can get in here and get you guys a close up. So in here we have some sedum. I think that's autumn joy, and then just some ivy, pansies that still look fresh, cabbage that's starting to bloom. I'll rip that out. But I'm going to take everything out just to give this hydrangea room, because this is a limelight. So eventually I do want to pop these right here in the landscape, exactly where these pots are sitting. But I'm keeping them in the pots because we're supposed to have painters come out and touch up these. They were hidden behind the overgrown shrubs, so I don't know if they were ever really even seen. So in between each one of these, there's one. There's two, and then way over here, there she is. There's the other one. Those are seducer hostas. So they'll get to be roughly, maybe around 2 by 3, a little bit over 3. So they'll be good size and good little fillers back here. I also have a little evergreen that I thought about tucking in right around in here, or my lemony lace that's up there on the porch in the corner. I'm not 100% certain yet. I do know that I want this area in here to be more hosta filled, and I'm still not sure. I'll step back and show you guys what I'm talking about. Not sure about everything else that I want in here as a filler. Look at this thing, guys. I'm so proud. This will fill up this space quite nicely as well. This is the Ito peony, so it'll get to be roughly around a 3 by 3. And I do have let me hop out of the bed and show you guys what I'm talking about. So that'll fill in that space quite nice. It'll be a 3 by 3. On along in here, right around somewhere in here, I want to plant. I have a bobo hydrangea, and it'll roughly get to be about a sorry guys, I'm waving at the neighbors. I'm losing control of my camera. This will get to be roughly around 4 foot. So think about bumping it probably right around in here, because it'll get a good slice of light right in here. And the rest of this I would just love to pack full of shade loving hostas. Mostly I do have an Empress Woo hosta right. Let me just take you over there because you'll never see it. Right here where those eyes are, right there. There's a third one behind that stick, I'm sure. That is a Empress Woo. So we all know how large they get, about 6 foot spread. So that should fill up this little corner quite nice. And then right here along the front, just some ornamental grasses that were around the property. I dug them up, kind of lined this bed with them. And then in here is all sweet things, hellebores and autumn ferns, and my beautiful red dragon weeping Japanese maple. And that will do it.